This is the HP Slim 270 P013WB, and I've heard it takes 30 minutes to boot up. And that just won't do, so I'm going to swap out a few parts and see how much faster we can make this thing work. To make it faster, we're going to swap out the spinning hard drive with this SSD, and we're going to max out the RAM with 16 gigabytes of RAM. It came pre-installed with just 4. To get the panel off, there's a thumb screw right here on the back. You just unscrew that and then pull right straight back like this. First things first, we need to get to the hard drive. We need to remove quite a few things in order to get to it. It's going to slide back like this. First thing we need to remove is this optical drive right here. So we're going to unplug these right back here, just like that. And then we need to remove the face of the computer. There's 3 clips. Here's what one of the clips looks like. In order to remove the face, you just lift up with your thumb on the clips, all 3 of them, and push straight back. And it's just going to rotate out and down. In order to remove the optical drive, there's a tab right here. You just push in on it with your finger, and the optical drive will slide straight back and out. Our one RAM stick is just a little bit in the way, so we're going to remove it by pushing straight down on this tab and the other tab at the same time and lifting it straight out, just like that. This plastic shroud above the fan is definitely in the way of removing the hard drive, so we're going to unscrew this entire heat sink and lift it straight out, and we're going to unscrew it using a T15 Torx screwdriver. Whenever you're unscrewing or screwing down something like this, you want to go in a crisscross pattern. It's especially important when you're tightening because you don't want to put stress and strain on the chip. We do need to unplug the fan. There's a tab right here on this side, right where it says CF fan, that you need to push down on and pull straight up to unplug. In order to get the hard drive out, there are 4 screws that need to be removed. One here, and then these 2 back here that are a little hard to get to. Once you remove those, you should be able to slide this spinning hard drive straight back to remove it. To remove these screws, use that same T15 Torx screwdriver to remove each of these 4 screws, and then you should be able to slide the hard drive straight back. To unplug the hard drive before you remove it, you just unplug right back here and this one right next to it as well. In order to remove the hard drive, just use a thumbnail and lift up on it just slightly to slide it back. You're lifting up on it slightly so that it misses this cord, and now you have it out. Now, before we put the new hard drive in, we're going to copy the old hard drive to the new hard drive using this WeMe hard drive copy device. You put the drive that you're wanting to copy from into slot A, put the drive that you're looking to copy to into slot B, turn it on with the power button on the back. You can hear the hard drive spinning. Now you hold down the clone button for 3 seconds until the 100% light turns on, then hit it again to start the process. The new hard drive is a different size and the screw holes are in different places, but the HP is great about putting screw holes for both your spinning hard drive and your SSD. So as you can see right over here, there is a hole labeled B and then a hole under here labeled A. The A hole is for your spinning hard drive, and then the B is for your SSD. So these line up with B, and you can screw your SSD right in just like this so that you don't need a hard drive caddy. Now that you have your SSD screwed in place, it's going to plug in a different location than the spinning hard drive did. So you need to thread these cords underneath this and through here so that they'll plug in right here. Now that you have this one threaded through and under, you're going to need to pull more length out from this, which it has the length. You just need to tug on it a little bit so that it will reach. Now that we have the SSD plugged in, it's time to install the RAM. These are two 8GB sticks of RAM for 16 gigabytes total, so that will max out this PC, and we're replacing just 4 gigabytes of RAM. Now I would say the hardest part about getting this thing together will be plugging in the RAM, especially the one closest to where this SSD is plugged in, because there are quite a few bulky cords and things just kind of in the way. So you need to do some light cable management here and try to get these things out of the way as much as possible. Now we're going to see if we can get the RAM stick that's closest to it in. If we can do that, the other one's going to be a cinch. All right, let's try to get this RAM stick in place. In order to install the RAM, you just push it straight down until you hear a click on each side, and make sure that you're putting it in the right orientation. One direction it's not going to go in, the other one it is, because of the notch in it. So let's see if we can get the one that's tougher first. So this other one is going to be a lot easier. Press directly down, pushing down on each of the sides until you hear a click. Now, as you can see, we've got the RAM in place, and it looks beautiful. Now, in order to get everything back together, you simply reverse the steps that it took to get it all apart. All right, now that we've got everything together, let's fire it up and see if it'll boot up faster than 30 minutes. All right, now let's see if it boots up any faster. Pushing the on button now. And it's booted up.